Did you know that the path to raising happy and successful children starts with how you see yourself and how you relate to your own life? That's right. What you feel about yourself, how you deal with challenges, and how you take care of your own well-being directly impact your children's happiness and success. The transformation you want to see in your children truly begins with you. When you start working on your own growth, self-esteem, and well-being, your children naturally begin to absorb that energy. They learn from what you say, but more importantly, they learn from what you do. Your children are always observing your attitudes, how you react to everyday situations. Often, without realizing it, we are transmitting valuable lessons, for better or worse, about how to live and relate to the world. This includes even the smallest details of daily life. For example, if you start the day in a rush and impatience, with no time to breathe or organize yourself, your children absorb that tension. They may not understand why you're in a rush, but by observing your impatience, they start to replicate these behaviors in their own lives. Have you ever noticed how, in some of their play, they mimic exactly how you act when you're stressed? This is a direct reflection of your energy. Now imagine a different scenario. When you start your day with a more calm and balanced attitude, even when circumstances are challenging, you show your children that they can handle difficulties with serenity and confidence. Your children learn that emotions can be controlled, and balance is a choice. This doesn't mean they won't feel frustrations or challenges, but they'll have an emotional foundation to deal with them healthily. And here's the big truth. Your children's success, both emotional and professional, depends a lot on how you see yourself. If you value yourself, take care of yourself, and believe in your capabilities, you are teaching your children to do the same. How you feel about yourself is the direct reflection of what you transmit to them. If you want your children to be confident, happy, and resilient, the first thing you need to do is start cultivating those feelings within yourself. Now, I invite you to reflect. How have you been treating yourself lately? Have you been taking care of your emotional, mental, and physical health? Remember, to teach your children the importance of self-love and confidence, it's essential that you be the example of all of that. This is the first step in creating a life of happiness and success for your children. Begin the transformation within yourself. The way you see yourself and react to life will be the foundation for how your children will see themselves and react to the world. Have you ever noticed how your mood affects the atmosphere around you? It's not just about the words you say, but the energy you radiate. Your children are always observing, whether they realize it or not. And what they observe shapes their own behavior. The way you handle stress, frustration, joy, and calmness directly influences how your children will respond to similar situations. Let's consider a simple example. Imagine you wake up in the morning feeling rushed and stressed. Maybe you're running late or dealing with a problem that's been bothering you. You walk into your children's room and without even thinking, you start barking orders like, "Hurry up, we're late." Now, even though your children might not fully understand why you're stressed, they can feel it. They can sense the tension in the air. In this moment, you've already set the tone for the day, a tone that they may unknowingly replicate in their own behavior. Now, let's imagine a different scenario. You wake up a little earlier, take a few minutes to center yourself, breathe, and prepare for the day ahead. When you enter your children's room, you greet them with a smile, radiating calmness and positivity. You set the tone of the day with love and patience. Your children, though they may not consciously recognize it, absorb that energy. They feel safe, secure, and ready to start their day with the same sense of calmness and confidence. This simple shift in how you handle your own emotions can have a profound impact on your children. It's not just about telling them to be calm or positive. It's about showing them how to do it by being a living example. Your children are constantly learning from you, whether you realize it or not. When they see you handling challenges with grace and patience, they begin to internalize that behavior and replicate it in their own lives. Here's another powerful example. Let's say you face a challenging situation at work or at home, and instead of reacting with frustration or negativity, you take a moment to pause, reflect, and then respond thoughtfully. Your children are watching. They may not be able to articulate it, but they're learning that challenges are not something to fear, but something to navigate with a calm and positive attitude. Studies show that children raised in environments filled with calm, positivity, and emotional regulation tend to develop healthier emotional intelligence. They learn that their emotions are valid, but they can choose how to respond to them. By modeling emotional regulation, you're teaching your children to manage their own emotions more effectively. Think about the last time you were stressed or overwhelmed. How did you respond? How did your children react? Did they mirror your emotional state, or did they remain unaffected? This is a great opportunity for you to reflect on how your emotions impact your household. Are you setting the right example for your children to follow? I encourage you to take a moment and ask yourself, how do I respond to stress, challenges, and emotions in front of my children? Are you teaching them to react with patience, calmness, and positivity? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Let's continue this conversation together. The power of example is one of the most influential tools you have as a parent. The way you show up for yourself emotionally will set the stage for how your children show up in the world. By choosing to be a positive example, you're helping your children develop the tools they need to succeed in all areas of life. When we talk about raising happy and successful children, one of the most important aspects to consider is self-love. This is often an area that we neglect or underestimate, but it is one of the most fundamental pieces in creating a healthy, balanced environment for your children. When you don't love yourself truly, it becomes much harder to give that love to others, especially your children. They feel your insecurities, your frustrations, and even your emotional struggles, whether you intend to show them or not. Imagine a mother who is constantly putting herself last, running on empty while taking care of everyone around her. Over time, this creates a sense of exhaustion, stress, and frustration. These emotions, which may feel inevitable, begin to spill over into her relationships, including with her children. Her children, observing her constant struggle, may feel that they too need to earn love or affection, or might feel guilty for their own emotions, believing they are a burden. Now think of another scenario. A mother who has learned the importance of self-care and self-love. She understands that by taking care of herself, she is not only nurturing her own well-being, but also setting a powerful example for her children. When she enters the room, she brings an energy of calm and joy, making her children feel secure and loved. They learn from her that taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's essential. This mother's example teaches her children that they too are worthy of self-love and care. Self-love goes beyond just pampering yourself or indulging in self-care rituals, though those things are certainly part of it. True self-love is about accepting who you are with all your imperfections and taking responsibility for your own happiness. It's about teaching your children that their worth doesn't depend on what others think of them or how well they perform. When they see you practicing self-love, they learn to do the same for themselves. This is particularly important in a world where social expectations often focus on external achievements, like appearance or success. However, true happiness comes from within. When you teach your children the importance of self-love, you give them a powerful tool to navigate the world confidently, knowing they are enough just as they are. Now, consider this. When was the last time you gave yourself the love and care you truly deserve? How much time do you spend focusing on your own emotional and mental well-being? Your children need to see that you are worthy of love and care, placed just as they are. You can't pour from an empty cup, so taking the time to fill yourself up allows you to give your best to your children. I invite you to reflect on this. How can you practice more self-love in your own life today? How will this positively impact your children's emotional health and future? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. When you focus on cultivating self-love, you create the foundation for your children to do the same. They will grow up knowing that their emotional health is just as important as their academic or career success. By loving yourself, you're teaching them how to love themselves and become the best version of who they truly are. Have you ever stopped to think about the beliefs you hold about yourself and how those beliefs shape the way you live your life? And more importantly, how those beliefs are passed down to your children? The way you think about yourself, your potential, and the world around you directly influences your children's mindset. What you believe about life, success, and happiness becomes a silent lesson for them, one that they may carry for the rest of their lives. Let's take a simple example from daily life. Imagine you've always believed that you're not good enough or that success is only for other people. If you hold these beliefs, you may not consciously express them, but your actions, decisions, and reactions will reflect them. You might avoid opportunities, doubt your abilities, or even unintentionally sabotage your own progress. Your children, watching closely, may start to internalize similar beliefs about their own worth and abilities. They may believe that they're not good enough, or that success is out of their reach simply because they've observed this mindset in you. Now let's turn that around. Imagine you believe that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of all the good things life has to offer. This mindset shapes how you approach challenges and opportunities. When you face adversity, you show your children that setbacks don't define you. They're simply part of the learning process. You teach them that they too can overcome obstacles and succeed in life. They begin to internalize the belief that they are worthy of success and happiness, just like you. The truth is, the beliefs you hold are not just abstract ideas, they shape your reality and your child's reality. If you believe that success requires hard work and dedication, you will show your children the importance of perseverance. If you believe that happiness comes from within, you'll teach them to focus on cultivating inner peace. Your beliefs, in essence, act as a blueprint for the future your children will create for themselves. But how do you know if your beliefs are serving you and your children well? A good place to start is by paying attention to the language you use. Are you constantly telling your children that life is difficult or that they'll never be able to achieve their dreams? Or are you showing them that every challenge is an opportunity to grow and that they have everything they need within themselves to succeed? Let's take an example. Imagine your child is struggling with a school project. If your first response is, "This is too hard for you," or "Maybe you should just give up," you're passing on the belief that challenges are to be avoided. But if you approach the situation with a mindset that says, "You may not get it right the first time, but you can do this. Let's break it down together and keep going," you're teaching your child that persistence and resilience are key to overcoming difficulties. Our children are not born with limiting beliefs, they learn them from us. They pick them up through the stories we tell ourselves and the actions we take. This is why it's so important to examine the beliefs we hold and actively work on transforming them into beliefs that serve our highest good and the highest good of our children. So, take a moment to ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about myself that I would never want my child to have? How can you shift these beliefs to create a better environment for your child's growth? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below as we all work together to break free from limiting beliefs. By recognizing and transforming limiting beliefs, you create an environment where your children can thrive. They will learn from you that their thoughts have power and that they can choose beliefs that support their dreams and ambitions. As parents, we often think that love means saying yes to everything our children ask for, and we may even feel guilty when we have to say no. However, Setting healthy boundaries is an essential part of raising emotionally balanced, successful children. Boundaries teach children that there is a balance between caring for others and caring for themselves. They help them understand that respect for themselves and others is key to building healthy relationships. Let's take a common scenario. You have a child who asks for something, whether it's a new toy, an extra hour of screen time, or even staying out later than usual. You may feel guilty or worried about disappointing them, so you give in to their request, even if it doesn't align with your values or what you believe is best for them. In the short term, it might seem like a quick fix, but what you're actually teaching your child is that they can manipulate the situation or push boundaries to get what they want. Now, let's imagine the same situation, but this time, you take a moment to consider what's best for your child's emotional growth. You kindly but firmly explain why their request isn't possible at this time. You may offer an alternative or explain why limits are important. By setting this boundary, you're teaching your child the value of self-control, respect for others, and the understanding that life doesn't always give them what they want, but they can still thrive and be happy with what they have. This is a powerful lesson in emotional intelligence. Boundaries teach children that they are worthy of respect and that they don't need to get everything they want to feel valuable. In fact, healthy boundaries build a sense of security in them. When children feel secure in the knowledge that their parents set clear, loving limits, they develop the confidence to face challenges and interact with others in a healthy way. Boundaries aren't just about saying no, they're about teaching your children that there are natural consequences to actions, and that true happiness comes from understanding and respecting those boundaries. Louise Hay always emphasized that what we believe about ourselves becomes true for us. When we believe in the importance of setting boundaries, we teach our children to respect themselves and others, creating healthier dynamics in their lives. By setting healthy boundaries, you're also showing your children how to navigate the world in a balanced and emotionally intelligent way. It's a skill they'll carry with them throughout their lives, whether in relationships, work, or other social situations. Take a moment to reflect. How comfortable are you with setting boundaries for your children? And how do you feel when you do it? How does it affect the relationship with your child? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. By sharing our experiences, we can all learn from one another. When you create an environment of healthy boundaries, you're not only giving your child structure, but also teaching them how to create a life that's both fulfilling and respectful to others. You're teaching them that limits don't restrict their happiness. They actually help them thrive. We've all heard of positive affirmations, but do we truly understand their power? Affirmations are more than just feel-good statements. They are a tool that shapes the way we see ourselves and our world. By using positive affirmations consistently, we can reprogram our minds to create the life we desire. And this is a powerful practice you can pass down to your children. Think about the simple act of telling yourself, "I am enough," or "I deserve happiness." Over time, these positive statements begin to sink deep into your subconscious. They help shift negative thought patterns and open the door to greater self-acceptance and inner peace. But here's the thing, your children are watching and absorbing everything you do. If you're practicing positive affirmations, they'll be more likely to adopt the same mindset and incorporate affirmations into their own daily routines. Imagine a child who grows up hearing their parents speak lovingly and confidently about themselves. They hear, "I can do anything I set my mind to," or "I am proud of who I am." These words have a profound impact on their developing self-image. Children are impressionable, and what they hear often becomes their inner dialogue. By encouraging them to use positive affirmations, you're teaching them to believe in their worth and abilities, regardless of external circumstances. It's not always easy, though. There will be times when self-doubt creeps in. There will be challenges that make us question ourselves. But the key is consistency. Just like you would encourage a child to practice a skill over time, the same applies to affirmations. The more you affirm positive beliefs about yourself, the stronger those beliefs become. And when you teach your children to do the same, you're giving them the tools to maintain a positive mindset, even in the face of adversity. One way to incorporate affirmations into your daily routine is to make them a family activity. Start the day with a few minutes of collective affirmations. You can say, "Today will be a great day," or "I am capable of achieving my goals." This practice not only fosters a positive environment, but also reinforces the idea that we are all capable of creating the life we desire. If you're new to affirmations, it can be helpful to write them down and place them in areas where you and your children can see them daily. By visually reinforcing these positive messages, you create a constant reminder of the power of your thoughts and beliefs. As Louise Hay often said, our thoughts create our experiences. By teaching your children the power of positive thinking and affirmations, you're providing them with a tool that will serve them throughout their lives. They'll learn that their thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, but powerful forces that shape their reality. So, I ask you, what affirmations do you say to yourself on a daily basis? And how can you share these with your children to help them develop a positive mindset? Reflect on this and share your insights in the comments below. Let's create a conversation around how we can raise confident, self-assured children through the power of our words. When you incorporate affirmations into your family life, you're not just encouraging positive thinking, you're instilling a belief system that will guide your children throughout their lives, giving them the confidence to pursue their dreams and create the reality they desire. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions we can cultivate, and it's a key element in creating a happy and successful life for our children. The simple act of being thankful for the things we have, big or small, can change our outlook on life and create a sense of abundance. But gratitude isn't just something you feel inside, it's something that must be practiced and modeled. As parents, one of the best gifts you can give your children is the ability to appreciate the present moment and express gratitude for the good things in their lives. We all have challenges, setbacks, and difficult days. But when we take a moment to focus on the things we're grateful for, we shift our energy. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, we begin to focus on what's going right, and this positive energy becomes contagious. Imagine this scenario. It's dinner time, and you've had a long, tiring day. You're feeling drained, and your children are complaining about their day. Instead of allowing frustration to take over, you pause for a moment and say, "Let's take a moment to share something we're grateful for today." You go around the table, and everyone shares one thing they're thankful for. Maybe it's a good grade at school, a funny moment with a friend, or simply the fact that you're all together as a family. This simple act of gratitude can transform the energy of the moment. Instead of focusing on complaints or negativity, your children begin to see the value in appreciating what they have. They start to understand that even in tough times, there's always something to be grateful for. Gratitude teaches them to shift their focus from lack to abundance, and it helps them develop a positive mindset that will serve them throughout their lives. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude on a regular basis can reduce stress, increase happiness, and improve overall well-being. And the best part is, you don't have to wait for a special occasion to practice gratitude. It's something that can be integrated into your daily routine, whether it's starting or ending the day with a gratitude practice, or simply acknowledging the things you're thankful for throughout the day. It all adds up. One way to make gratitude a family habit is to create a gratitude jar. Each day, everyone writes down something they're grateful for and places it in the jar. At the end of the week, you can read all the notes together as a family. This simple ritual helps everyone focus on the positive, and it creates a shared experience of appreciation and connection. When you make gratitude a priority in your life, you're not only transforming your own mindset, But you're also teaching your children a valuable life skill. They'll learn to see the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity, and they'll carry that mindset into their relationships, work, and personal lives. Now reflect on this. What are you grateful for today? And how can you share that sense of gratitude with your children? Take a moment to think about how practicing gratitude can shift the energy in your home. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear how gratitude has impacted your life. By making gratitude a part of your family's routine, you're setting your children up for a lifetime of positivity, resilience, and joy. They'll grow up knowing that even when things aren't perfect, there's always something to be thankful for. When we think about our children's future, it's easy to get caught up in trying to control every aspect of their lives. We feel responsible for fixing their problems, guiding them through every challenge, and ensuring they have the tools to succeed. But what if I told you that the true key to unlocking their happiness and success lies not in doing more for them, but in showing up as the best version of yourself? As parents, the foundation for our children's future isn't just about what we provide for them, but about how we live our own lives. The way we treat ourselves, how we handle stress, how we practice love and kindness. Our children absorb all of it. They may not understand everything, but they can feel our energy. They see how we react when things go wrong, how we talk about ourselves, and how we approach life's challenges. Have you ever noticed that when you're feeling stressed, your children seem to pick up on that energy? You might not say anything, but they sense your tension. It's in your posture, your tone of voice, the way you carry yourself. And guess what? They start to mirror that energy. They may imitate your impatience, your frustration, or your anxiety, even when they're just playing. It's a natural process they learn by observing. But here's the good news. The opposite is also true. When you take the time to work on yourself, when you invest in your emotional well-being, your children feel that positive shift as well. Imagine waking up and taking a few moments to center yourself before the day begins. Imagine greeting your children with calm energy instead of rushing and stressing. That shift in your attitude has the power to set the tone for the entire day. This is what self-love and self-care truly mean, not just for us, but for our children. When we take care of ourselves, we show them that their happiness begins within them. We teach them that it's okay to prioritize their well-being, that it's okay to say no when they need to, and that they deserve love and care just as much as anyone else. Think about the way you respond to your own challenges. Are you showing your children that setbacks are an opportunity to learn and grow, or are you teaching them to fear failure? The way you deal with difficulties will shape how they handle their own challenges later in life. If you embrace setbacks with grace and optimism, they'll learn that failure is not the end, but a part of the journey. Another powerful tool in shaping your children's mindset is practicing gratitude. It's so easy to focus on what's wrong, on what we lack, on what's not going well, but when we pause and acknowledge the things we're grateful for, we shift our energy. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, we begin to focus on what's going right, and this positive energy becomes contagious. Imagine sitting down for dinner and asking everyone to share one thing they're grateful for that day. It could be something as simple as enjoying a warm meal or spending time together. This practice doesn't just create a positive atmosphere, it teaches your children to appreciate the small, everyday blessings in their lives. And what about affirmations? The words we speak to ourselves and others are powerful. When you tell yourself, "I am enough," or "I am worthy of happiness," you start to believe it. And when you show your children how to affirm their own worth and value, you empower them to do the same. Positive affirmations aren't just for adults. Children need to hear, "You are strong, you are capable, and you can achieve anything you set your mind to." These words are not just words. They become beliefs that shape their reality. When we model these practices for our children, gratitude, affirmations, self-love, and resilience, we create an environment where they feel safe to express themselves, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. We teach them that happiness and success are not about external validation or perfection, but about inner peace, self-belief, and emotional intelligence. Take a moment to reflect. What are you teaching your children by the way you treat yourself? Are you showing them that happiness comes from within? How can you start today to shift your mindset and create a more positive environment for your children? If this message resonates with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one small change you can make today to start this process of transformation, not just for you, but for your family? And if you found value in this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content that will help you raise empowered, confident children. I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Together, we can create a future where our children grow up knowing their worth, their power, and their ability to create the life they desire.